Good morning from Brazil. For some of you, good afternoon. For others, good evening. We welcome you all to IPC Live Debate. This is a monthly activity. Today we are going to talk about vibrational state and multiple dimensions with the instructors Patricia Barbosa and Luiz Henrique Eisberg. For those of who don't know, IIPC stands for International Institute of Projectiology and Conscientiology. It was founded by Valdo Vieira in 1988. So let's think about how's your interaction with other dimensions and with other people? Do you know how to mobilize your energies and how to deal with them? I am Simone Sandi from south of Brazil, a Conscientiology volunteer and instructor since 2012, and one of the IPC sector international sector coordinators. I'm here to introduce the instructors and also forward your questions to them. Visit us on Facebook and subscribe to our channel. Let's start introducing Patricia Barbosa. Hi, Patricia.
Hi, everyone. I'm glad to be here again. Participate. Hope we have a live, nice talk.
Nice to have you here, Patricia. Welcome. She is a medical physicist and has been a Conscientiology volunteer since 2008 and instructor since 2009. She's a painter practitioner and also one of the IPC International Sector Coordinators. So now let's introduce Luiz Henrique Eisberg. Hi, Luiz Henrique.
Hello, Simone. Hello, Patricia. Hi, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. It's very nice. I'm happy. And hope we have a very good debate.
You too, you're welcome. He's a postgraduate in corporative finance, bachelor in computer science and hospitality management, and has been a Conscientiology researcher since 1996, volunteer since 2006, and an instructor since 2008. He's a volunteer at the IPC International Sector. Before we start, let me tell about the disbelief principle. Don't believe in anything, not even in what you are told here. Have your own experience. I'm leaving now. I'll be back as soon as you place some questions. Luiz Henrique, I will leave it to you a question to have a start. Tell us, what is the vibrational state?
Okay, thank you, Simone. So let's start this debate explaining what is the vibrational state, right? So vibrational state is an energetic technique. It's the state, the condition of maximum dynamization of the consciential energies through the impulse of the will. So it's very important to note that the only thing we need to have this state, to install that technique, is our own will, okay? And it brings several benefits to an advantage for the practitioner. We can put some examples, and for example, that brings us more balance to our holosoma, which is the conjunction of all our bodies of manifestation. Now, the consciousness manifests in several dimensions, multiple dimensions, with different bodies. So this allows us, this practice or this state allows us to be more balanced within all these dimensions using our bodies. But we will talk more about this during the debate, okay? And this is why we encourage people to, the ones who are interested on this, to try to experiment, to have their own results, okay? So, Patricia, why don't you share how you can reach this vibrational state? What's the technique for that?
Okay, Luis. Actually, the vibrational state, as you said, is this state of maximum dynamization of our energies. Some people sometimes have it spontaneously, you know? It can occur spontaneously, or you can think hard about it and start vibrating your own energies. But if you're not there yet, there is a technique for you to try to install it, which is called the closed circuit of energies. So essentially, by your will, you're going to concentrate the energies on the top of your head, okay? And then you're going to bring this energy down, just like you can see here in the picture. Bring this energy down, like scanning all your bodies, inside and a little bit outside of your body. So passing through all your organs, through all your systems, through all your chakras, until you reach the bottom of your feet. Then you bring this energy back again to the top of your head. So while you're doing this, close the circulation, you're actually activating your chakras and you're activating your energosoma. So after this movement, you start speeding it up. Do this closed circulation a little bit faster and try to install the vibrational state. Why is it called vibrational state? Because a lot of people perceive this as really a vibration, as if your energies are vibrating somehow. But this is not the only way for you to perceive it. Some people feel like a chilly sensation or goosebumps, or they have another parapsychic signal, okay? Before even they start perceiving the energies really vibrating. So try to do it. We highly recommend that you try to install it. And if you don't feel anything for the first time or the second time, insist. Don't give up. Because as Luis Henrique said, there is a lot of benefits. And one benefit of the vibrational state, or even the closed circuit, if you apply the closed circuit, you can start unblocking your chakras, you know? And this is a benefit, even if you don't reach the vibrational state. Right, Liz? What is
Exactly.
another benefit that you can tell us?
Sure. Actually, there's a huge list of benefits, right, of the vibrational state. And as you said, unblocking these chakras make it easier to interact with other dimensions, with other energies, right? So the vortices, the energetic vortices we have, the chakras, right, will be unblocked, and this will help us to interact more interact better with other people as well, right? So besides the balance of the holosome, as I said before, besides the balance of the chakras, as you mentioned, we have some other benefits, such as the regression of many diseases, for example. So you have some headaches or eventual problems or issues in your body, physical body, or even emotional body. This energetic technique can help you to organize this, or to qualify your energies, right? So one other important benefit that is very good in applying this technique is to facilitate the out-of-body experiences, to have lucid projections. So everybody who is interested in apply this and to have experience out of the body can install that. Why is that? Because you feel your energy more lucid, right? And this will somehow facilitate the psychosoma, which is our outer body, that is more compatible with the extraphysical dimension, to leave the body. So as far as we apply, as much as we apply this technique, even more we will be able to experiment that, right? And there are several others. We can talk more about them during this debate, like enhancing the parapsychism, right, Tricia?
Yes. Yes, for sure. So enhancing the parapsychism is one of the benefits. And actually, this is a very interesting one, because the parapsychic, or the extrasensory perception, allows us to get in contact with other dimensions. For some people, other dimensions is just a hypothesis. For other, this is a reality. So how can I prove or get in touch with this reality? By developing your parapsychism. And the vibrational state is the basis, one of the key to open our perceptions to other dimensions. So essentially, when you're starting moving and mobilizing your energies, one immediate consequence is that you're going to become a more sensible person, you know? So probably you start to perceiving more things. Not maybe a great phenomenon like a clairvoyance or a clairaudience when you start hearing things from the extraphysical dimension, but maybe more subtle things like a chilly breeze. You know, sometimes
Mhm.
everything, the windows are closed, the door is shut, and you're feeling a chilly breeze. What is this? Uh, where does it come from? Probably it is how you are interacting with other dimensions. And as far as you apply the vibrational state, the more sensitive you get and the more you perceive, and you are more, you have more tools to interact with other dimensions. So this is very interesting. And essentially, parapsychism is about attention. So, one good tip for you to start developing your parapsychism, your self parapsychism, is to just stand still and do nothing. Just stop. Take a deep, long breath and stop. Like a clean
Mhm.
slate. Try to make it stop your thoughts, only perceive your feelings, and relax. And try to get in touch with your energetic reality. So, this is a good experiment for you to try and see if you can start perceiving your own energies and this more broader reality that we
Mhm.
call multiple dimensions, you know?
Right. Now it's very interesting, and there is something that is very key in what you were saying is that the perception, yeah, their own perception, because this is the result from the application of the technique, and which will bring the self-confidence for the person, because as you said, you start to perceive and to identify, for example, the traits that someone has, right? And why is that? Because to have an enhance of the discernment, for example, it will be more amplified. So you'll be as you'll be more balanced with all the bodies, the mental body will also be uh, more healthy. And in that case, you'll be able to identify your traits better as well. So it's part of the self-research that we should do if you want to have the evolution. And it's good to identify our traits, the traits you would need to develop, or even to perceive other consciousness there is our surroundings, and like especially the helpers, right? The connection to the helpers also facilitated through this dynamization of the energies, because we'll be coupling better with them. Helpers are basically the mature consciousness that are willing to help and work with assistance. So we'll be more connected to them more time, and we'll be able to perceive the opportunities for assistance as well. So you're seeing that a lot of good benefits of the vibrational state, right? And interactions with the multiple dimensions, right? Patricia, and how about the identification with the Provenance? No, that is allow somehow, right, to access our period, intermissive period. How is that, Patricia?
Yes, if we're talking about different dimensions, probably we're assuming that we're not from this world, you know? We're consciousness manifesting ourselves in multiple dimensions. So we're not, our orange is not here, this physical material world. So the question is, where are you from? Usually you can say, Luis, oh, I'm from Rio de Janeiro, I'm from Foz do Iguaçu, I'm from Australia, I'm from London. No, but as a consciousness, where are you from? Where were you before you were born? Have you ever thought about these things? So essentially, we have this hypothesis that for some, as I said, is a reality, that we were in some place in the non-material dimension before we were born. And for some people, they could be preparing their next life, their next intraphysical or material life. And essentially, we call this our para-provenance or our extraphysical hometown. So when we are starting mobilizing our energies and have more lucid out of body experiences, you can go back to your hometown, not London, but maybe an extra physical one. Okay,
Exactly.
and this is really interesting.
Exactly, especially because we are here in the intraphysical dimension during this life, right? But considering you have several lives, right, you'll be back to the intraphysical dimension several times, right?
Sure.
Oh, Simone appeared, so it seems she has some questions. Is that correct, Simone? Questions from our audience?
It's correct. We have 4 questions so far for you guys.
Great,
So
excellent.
let's start with George's questions from YouTube. How can I identify my traits by energetic work on chakras?
Okay, very nice. It's a good question, George. And actually, as was mentioning about the traits, right? Because when we work with the vibrational state and with the energetic techniques in general, right, we'll be mobilizing our energies, we'll be perceiving more our energies. This will help us to identify our pattern of energies, right? And also identify which are our forescenes, thoughts, sentiments, and energies that are associated to our consciential energies, right? So these forescenes will show a lot of information to us because it will show a pattern, which kind of thinking we're having, what kind of sentiments we are feeling, and which kind of actions we're taking, right? And this is to help us to be to evaluate those foreseens and to see which should be fixed, I would say, which can be changed. And this is something that also only depends on our own will. So if we apply the techniques and even more identify our traits, it will help in our self-research, and we will put our will to make that change. So we can change our foreseens if we are not dealing with that very well. We can impose our will and decide to modify that pattern, right? So it's very important to say, and as I said, we will have our discernment in applying that. So we encourage you to apply that and have our own results and bring those results to us later if you want.
Before the next question, Simone, can I just add something relative to the chakras? If we could just share the slides that we have here.
Mm-hmm.
One practical way for you to identify personal traits with the chakras is to start mobilizing the energies. So as you can see, we have main chakras spread throughout our body, and some of them are placed in a special place, like for instance, the frontal chakra. As we said, if you start exteriorizing and absorbing energies and start pulsing your frontal chakra, you can essentially perceive better what you're thinking. And then you're going to analyze your thoughts. If you start working with the energies here on your cardio chakra, which is the heart chakra, probably you'll be more sensitive to your feelings. What am I feeling? A joy? Or am I feeling anguish? Why is that? And then if you go down to your belly, this belly chakra that we call umbilical chakra, exteriorize and absorb energy, exteriorize, and then you perceive that you're really afraid. So more core emotions are based here on our belly chakra. So essentially, this is one practical way for you to unblock your chakras, balance your energosoma, and also start to balance your own emotions, So this is a practical way for you to do this self-research. Okay, Simone, more questions from the audience?
Yes, we do have from Paulo from Facebook. How can I develop my parapsychism?
Hey, very good. Good question, Paulo. And Patricia mentioned something about that, right? Parapsychism is synonym of attention. So paying attention for details is essential. I would say this is the first thing, right? If you're not able to be concentrated in something or to prepare, it will somehow difficult your perceptions and the parapsychism as a consequence. But if you apply the energies, mobilize or circulate the energies, as Patricia mentioned, the closed circuit of energies, exteriorize energies, absorb energies. Now, these three maneuvers are part of the what we call BME, basic mobilization of energies. I think there's a slide for that too, right? It can show you. It's composed by three different techniques. And if you work with those, exactly this slide, if you work with these three maneuvers, with the first one is the closing circuit of energies. So you're circulating the energies from the top of your head and your feet and bring it back as part of you can reach the vibration state from that, as Patricia mentioned. Also have the exteriorization. You put your energies out, right, and your body, and the absorption of energies as well. So you bring the energies back from the environment and other places as well. So if you apply these techniques, it will somehow develop your parapsychism, okay? Because you'll be perceiving more. Even you're not perceiving at the beginning, even if you don't even knew about what bioenergies are, you'll be able to perceive slowly these energies, and this will facilitate the parapsychism. Will be unblocking the chakras, and this will also facilitate the interactions with other dimensions for people, other consciential energies, and immanent energies as well, the energy from the nature. So we'll be perceiving more and more. So we do incentivize and encourage you to apply this, because this will help you develop your parapsychism. Right?
That's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Patricia, would you like to answer Carmen's questions? She's asking, could you explain about where I can make the vibration state? Is a special place needed?
Hello, Carmen. So nice to see you here. Thank you for your question. Well, I've already explained how to install the vibrational state. Is there a special place needed? No, not really. And actually, this is a very good technique that we can use wherever we are. Okay? So the more you do it, the better. And why? Because essentially, there is no big repercussions. The other two maneuvers, which is the exteriorization of energies and absorption, maybe for starters, we actually recommend that you do it in a safe place, in your bedroom, in your living room, a place that you already know the energies. Because essentially, when you're exteriorizing, you're opening your holosoma to the outside. And what is outside? I don't know. Maybe there will be a very good energy from the nature. Everything is very clean, and then you're going to absorb that, and you're going to be filled and more motivated with a lot of energies. Or maybe you're in a public street with a lot of confusion, people screaming, everybody in a hush, in a hurry, and you're going to open your defenses and make a big hug around the world in a very naive way. And you're going to bring all that garbage around you inside your holosoma, okay? So we don't need to be afraid of that. And actually, this is a good way to do assistance, to assist others. When we expand our energies And if our energetic pattern is better than someone else's, you are assisting them. And when you're absorbing, when you're coupling with the other person and feeling the discomfort of the other person, you can act, you can exteriorize better energies. So this is one way to assist others and also be assisted if you're open to let someone else do that with you. So this is not harmful at all, but you need to know how to do it, okay? Otherwise you'll be intoxicated. But the vibrational state, you can do it wherever you are and whenever you want, because you're not opening all of your energies. You're just making a maneuver to balance your holosoma and your energetic body. So do it wherever you are. It's also a good technique as to increase your safety, you know. So it is also a good technique to clean your energies and also de-assimilate. As I was telling you, well, after these energetic exchanges, you can install a vibrational state. During a conversation, you can install a vibrational state. Before go to bed, this is very good. You can install a vibrational state. Standing on a line, waiting for something in a doctor's office, for instance, install a vibrational state. Okay, so master your own energies, control your own energies. There's a lot of benefits. Thank you for your question, and probably we have more questions, right, Simone?
And just a comment to that, just to complement a bit. Even in extraphysical dimension, right, you can also apply the vibrational state, right? So if you're is out of the body, outside in extraphysical dimension, you can also apply or install that technique, right? Just this. Okay, Simone, what else you have there?
So we have a question from YouTube, Beatrice, and she's asking you guys, can the instructors share their experiences or how they are developing the skills or abilities in the installation of the vibration state? So it's up to you guys.
Okay, sure. Thank you, Beatrice. Very nice to see you here. And well, this technique is we incentivize everyone and to apply that at least 20 times per day. So I try to do that to install that several times a day. Not sure if that will reach the 20, but most people used to apply when there's for example, a problem, when we're going to an important meeting at the office, for example, in the job, or a problem if someone has a disease, for example, interacting with that person. So in that specific occasions, but you can act as a proactive way, right? You can apply this technique up front, any other cases before you interact with people. So if we spread out this experiment throughout the day, so it could be 20 times per day. Since when you wake up until you go to sleep, it will facilitate because you'll be healthier along the day, right? So this is why we incentivize it. This is something that I try always to do because it helped me a lot to keep healthy. And not only the physical body, but energetic body, the emotions are much more balanced throughout the day. So you have the other consciousness, immature consciousness that are around us, or the intruders we call, that have pathology forcings that will interfere or influence our forcings. This will be more prepared for that. And this is I do try to do this all the time, because this will help make me more protected of these intruders and be more connected with helpers. So this is in my case what I used to do to develop that.
I'd like to share as well how I do it. And Luis was talking about pathological thoughts. And sometimes I'm extremely assimilated with pathological energies in my head. So what are the techniques that I use for the vibrational state? Usually there's the pineal technique. So pineal is a gland that we have in the middle of our head, so you can place like this, two arrows, and probably you have the pineal gland. And you just concentrate your energies there, just focus. It's nice if you go to a catalog from anatomy and see where's the pineal gland, and just focus on that, and instantaneously I have a vibrational state. And this works for me when I'm doing this a lot, because when I'm mobilizing energies, sometimes it's not enough. Another technique that helps a lot is to press these bones here on the bottom of our head. We have some bones. It's called sphenoids, if I'm not mistaken. And you can pressure them. So bring your ears from the back try to bring your ears like this, backwards, and relax. Bring your ears and relax, because then this bone is going to do like this, and instantaneously have a vibrational state. I use this technique when I need to intensify. Things are hard. It's difficult assistance. So I use this technique here to intensify the vibrational state. When I'm lying down, in order to relax or to prepare to sleep, or even for a projection, I like the closed circuit. And I like to count it. I learned it from a friend of mine. So I try to do 100 mobilizations. 1, 2, 200. I don't stop until I reach the number 100. I can surpass 100, but not less. So these are the basic 3 techniques that I do that helps me a lot in different occasions. And I really hope that you can try it for yourself as well, all of you. The results are really interesting.
Right. Okay. And Patricia, and doing this closed circuit very slowly, you can do a scan, right? If you do that very slowly, you can perceive each chakra each time and feel if it's blocked or unblocked. No rush, right? Just go through that and scanning and paying attention to details. Very subtle, but very important information that you can bring from there. Right. So very nice, very good experiences.
Yes. So it's very relaxing. Probably that's why I like to do it when I'm lying in bed, probably before go to sleep. This is very relaxing to do it in a slow motion. Yes.
Perfect.
More questions, Simone? How
yes, we do have. So you are 7 minutes to the end. And we have now from Luciano Renier. He asking you, is it possible to make self-research of our traits, weak or strong, in a projection out of body? Can you expand this technique?
Very nice. Not sure, Patricia wants to mention something about that? Or
oh yes, it is possible to do self-research and self-research our traits during a projection, especially because thought is action in another dimension, So sometimes you can put masks in this dimension, and you can just bite your tongue, if you're angry, you put a poker face, nobody perceives that, and you start fooling yourself if you are good. You can also fool yourself, if you're good enough to do that. And the thing is, when you're in the extra-physical dimension, during a projection, thought is action. So if you're angry, you perceive that this anger is disturbing people around you, is changing the place, and it's more enhanced. So your anger, your fear, your joy, your excitement is way more enhanced in the extra-physical dimension. So essentially, this is easier for us to perceive our behavior, our thoughts, our sentiments, and our energetic pattern in the extra-physical dimension. What you see is what you get there. It's very hard to put a poker face on the extraphysical dimension. Of course, it's not impossible. We also have some techniques like transfigurations. You try to mask yourself if you in a positive way. Sometimes it's necessary to assist something or to go infiltrated in some places. You need to be more low profile so you can, shrink your energies, change your appearance in the extra-physical dimension. But you're not fooling anyone, you're not fooling yourself. So I think this is why it is good in the extra-physical dimension to do self-research. Luis, would you like to add?
Exactly. Now, just to add something, and you can also set this as a target when you apply a projection consciousness technique, right? I will be leaving the body to make self-research, to better identify my traits when I'm in the extra-physical dimension, right? You can set this up and do have your own experience. So it's key to have that identification when you are there, because as Patricia said, everything is more evident in the extra-physical dimension, right? Very good. Is there any other questions, Moni?
Let's see. We have another question from Paulo. He is asking you how, let's see, how often can I feel that I'm energetically intoxicated? So maybe asking how he knows about his intoxication, when he is intoxicated.
How often can you feel that? As much
how often
as
can I feel that? Yes.
How often can you feel that? As much as you apply and perceive your own energies. So if you want to feel that you're energetically intoxicated, first of all, you need to know what is your pattern when you're not intoxicated. So what is your standard pattern for healthy, for a balanced, for your balanced energies, So fixed on that pattern, on your healthier pattern, and then if you go away from this pattern, you know that you're intoxicated. Oh, but how can I figure out my pattern, Patricia? By working your energies, And there is another good way for us to try to discover all these things, is to study the book 700 Experiments of Conscientiology. So if you can show them. We have a whole section in this book which is called the tests of your vibrational states. So we have a lot of chapters there. The first chapter is telling you how to install a vibrational state, So if you can, we have a slide with that as well, if the guy text could present that. So the first chapter of this book is the VS installation technique, and the other chapter is another test for you to know how things are going. So essentially, we recommend that you read the book, read the whole section, which is the tests of your VS or vibrational states, some pages there, and you can answer those questions, because essentially this book is very nice because it's very practical, and it helps a lot us to know ourselves and to answer these questions like Paula's, So we highly recommend it. You can download it for free. We are asking for our monitors to put the link on the chat, okay? And enjoy the reading, enjoy your self-researches, and let's install more vibrational states, Because one of the nice things about this chapter, just to end, is at this page we have one paragraph which is called alert, which says, we never know when we'll need energetic self-defenses. Life always offers surprises, and not all are welcome or agreeable. Those who are bioenergetically prepared and alert 24 hours per day, the entire year, live better. So essentially, to install vibrational states and to interact with other dimensions lucidly is an invitation for us to live better. So here's my invitation for all of you guys.
Very nice.
Wonderful structures. What great debate so far. Time flies. That's a shame. Let's go for the final considerations. So, Luis Enrique, I think you wanted to say something when I came in, so go ahead.
Sure. No, I just want to thank you so much for the opportunity to be here with you, my friends, and with all this audience. And I do hope to come back again to get deeper in our subjects. And also thank the team in backstage that are also helping us, supporting us all the time. So thank you once more, and have a good day, afternoon, or evening, depending on where you are. See you later.
Patricia, would you like to say your final considerations?
Thank you guys for your participation, sharing your questions and your comments, and hope to see you soon.
Thank you very much, Patricia and Luis Enrique, for this enlightening talk, and thank you all for the participation contribution. We hope we could enlighten your thoughts somehow. Hopefully we'll meet you again on the talks and Conscientiology courses. If you wish to know more about IIPC activities, follow us on Facebook and other social media, Instagram, YouTube, and website. Join us next month live talk, and stay tuned. Have a nice day, guys.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.